Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatari. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that if we take shelter in the Panchatattva, then even if we are blind, we can see the stars in the sky. There's something important. It's true that we are completely unqualified for what Krishna came to give us, but we should never forget the dynamic principle of mercy, and to understand that the mercy of Krishna will always be greater than our fallen condition. Krishna will always be more merciful. His mercy will be always more powerful than how much we are fallen, even though we may be unlimitedly fallen. His mercy is more unlimited than our unlimitedly fallen state. This is our hope. This is why even the Vaishnavas, they realize we are so fallen. They don't lose hope. They never lose hope. This is called Ashabandha. Rupa Goswami says Ashabandha, that we are bound. Oh Krishna. Sorry, this is the ambulance of New York. They do like crazy noise. But at least we remember always when they go that Padam Padam Dehi Padam. Natisham. This world is a dangerous place.
Let me take off your microphone. I just want to make sure that's working. I can fix it later in the video. But because it was looking like to me like it wasn't. Okay.
Is it?
It's working, yeah. I just wanted to double check before we went for an hour without having it working.
It reminds us that this world is a dangerous place, and how this material situation in which we are, we should not be attached to it because it has no value. It can be taken away from us in the blink of an eye. And then we find ourselves in front of death. Only a few moments to live. That's the way we will see how much attached to Krishna we are. How much in that moment we will be able to take full shelter of Mahaprabhu, Radha Krishna, and thus be transferred to where they are presently appearing in the material world. Because that's the path, you know. If we don't, then we'll have to continue practicing as devotees in order to attain that state. But the mercy of Krishna is always there, and it can interfere. Krishna can always take us. And the mercy of Krishna is boundless. It has no limit. It doesn't consider anything. It's just free. It's a free expression of his beautiful heart. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that compassion is the highest quality of Krishna in Madhurya Kadambini. So this is our hope. And we take shelter of the Panchatattva to bring auspiciousness to our life and to be able to see the stars in the sky of Rajalila, the eternal pastime of Krishna, in the sky of the absolute truth. The most beautiful stars are the very special associate of Radha and Krishna that have such a unique love that they shine above all of the stars in the sky. You know, there are some big stars in the sky that everybody notices. They are far more powerful than the other stars. So our stars, they are not Michael Jackson or Brad Pitt or Napoleon or Jules Caesar or whoever. Our stars are Swarup Damodar, Roy Ramananda, Shri Gadadhar, Srivas, Lalita Vishaka, Rupa Manjari. They are our stars. And by the mercy of the Panchatattva, we can see these beautiful souls appear in our life. We should never think that magic is not true. We have joined the movement of Mahaprabhu, where the greatest magic can happen at any moment. But we don't believe enough in magic, and that makes a big obstacle for magic to happen in our life, because Krishna doesn't want to interfere with our independent will. Magic and faith, they are two things similar. We should have the faith that Krishna can do everything, anything, at any time. So it's possible. It's possible by the principle of mercy that we will attain the service of Lalita and Vishaka in this very life. It's possible, and we should not despair. This is our Asha Bandha. Actually, this is the only thing we have in this world, because we know everything else will be destroyed. Even if our ego will be destroyed, our mind will be destroyed, our intelligence will be destroyed. The only thing that we have is who we are eternally and what is our connection with them. But they are unlimitedly merciful. Kripa Sindhubhya evacha. They are oceans of mercy. And we should never think that Lalita, she is not merciful enough to appear to me tomorrow. She can if she wants. If I want. Probably she wants. If only we can ourselves also desire to see them appear in our life, then most probably they will appear. Because this is their nature. The nature of Raj is to give, and it's to preach, and it's to bring Krishna to everyone. Srila Govinda Maharaj would explain this. That's why our Acharya, they understand the heart of Radha and Krishna, and they try to spread their love and their mercy to everyone. So there is hope. By the mercy of the Panchatattva and the associates of Radha and Krishna, there is greatest hope ever. And sometimes devotees, they think we should not think about things that are too elevated, because they are too elevated for us. And this is also a misunderstanding of the principle of mercy. It's not about how much unqualified we are. We are unlimitedly unqualified. First, we have to acknowledge it and be humble, which is true. But mercy is there. And mercy can qualify us. It doesn't even need to qualify us. Mercy can just fall upon us. And tomorrow, Ramananda Roy can appear in our heart and welcome us in his reality. And we can even never come back to this reality. We can be transferred tomorrow. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, when I absorb myself in my service to Krishna, then my house transforms in Goloka. He says this, so it's possible for everyone. And if my house transforms in Goloka, it doesn't mean that after it will stop. Maybe I will remain there forever. And maybe then in the material world, my body would be found dead somewhere. But I would have made it. There are many different ways one can go back to the spiritual world. One is after death, one is in taking birth in Boma Vrindavan. But even being transferred to Boma Vrindavan can be in so many different things, so many different ways. Doesn't mean it will be at the end of life. Or maybe it means it will be at the end of life, but the way we will perceive it will not be the end of life. We will perceive that one day we transfer something appears in our heart, and then we see this beautiful reality and the associates of Raj. And that's it, that's finished. Maybe we won't leave the death, Just we will experience the transfer. And those who stayed in the material world, they will experience our death, but maybe we won't experience that. Anyway, this was to say that we should know that the mercy can come at any time, because the associate of Radha and Krishna they are independent. Mercy is independent, and they can reach down to us at any time and embrace us and take us in their eternal association, in their eternal service. But we have to develop the desire for that. Because they most probably won't interfere with our desire. And it's important that in order to be brought to the transcendental reality, we should have desire to be brought there. Otherwise, first we will be disappointed, and everybody there will be also disappointed by seeing someone who doesn't want to be here. So, in one purport of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada says, if someone really wants to go back to Krishna, Krishna is ready to do anything and everything to help this person. Then Prabhupada writes a point, and then he said, but the problem is that nobody wants to go back to Krishna. So Prabhupada puts all the problem in our lack of desire. Because mercy is there. The mercy is there. Etadrishin tava kripa bhagavan mamapi. We cannot accuse the mercy of Krishna. Once I told to a Vaishnav that sometime when I chant, Krishna is very merciful with me, and sometime he is not. And he became angry with me. He told me, don't accuse Krishna saying he's not merciful. Krishna is always unlimitedly merciful. It's because of you. It's not that Krishna is not merciful on those days. It's because your mentality is not good. Krishna is always as merciful as he is. Actually, more merciful than the day before. Because that's very important. So there is this gigantic hope, but we should desire it. Enichi oshadi maya nasibar lagi. Harinam mahamantra jahu tumi lagi. I have brought this holy name for you. You just have to take it. So how to develop this desire to be an eternal associate of Radha and Krishna? Krishna says, he says here where we stopped. Vrajera nirmana raga shuni bhaktagan. Ragamarga bhajiyana shali dharma karma. that by hearing about the pure love of the residents of Raj, devotees will worship me on the path of spontaneous love, by hearing about their pure love. We have to be very analytical when we read the Shastra, particularly when we read the topmost Shastra. Topmost Shastra are the Shastra of the Goswamis, higher than all Vedas. Chaitanya Charitamrita, the books of Rupa and Sanatan, these are the topmost Shastra. And here he says clearly, by hearing about the pure love of the residents of Raj. So we have to hear about their love. What is their love? How they love Radha and Krishna. What is the love that they carry in their heart? If we hear about their love, then we will be introduced to the path of spontaneous love, which is called here in Bengali Ragamarga. Ragamarga Bhaje. We will be introduced in the internal worship of spontaneous love. Ragamarg means more than spontaneous, it means which is generated by an intense attraction. Because their love for Radha and Krishna is so sublime, and when we hear about it, then we will ultimately desire that I want also to have such a love for Radha and Krishna. And when someone's life becomes ruled by that desire, that I want to attain the same love, like for example Rupa has for Radha and Krishna, or I want to attain the same love that Mother Yashoda has for Krishna and Radha, or I want to attain the same love that Vishaka has for Radha and Krishna. When this desire becomes the central desire of our heart, e nivedena daro sakir anugata koro, then we enter into the path called of Ragamarg. That means now our life and our worship of Krishna, our chanting Krishna's name, reading about Krishna, everything will be done because we have this attraction. We want to attain such love. And we understand that we attain such love by hearing about their love. So we should hear. That's why the Bhagavatam said, Pibato Bhagavatam Rasam Alayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Babuka. All devotees who are Rasika devotees, who want to develop and to attain the pure love of the residents of Raj. Hear, drink with you here this message of the Bhagavatam. And even more the message of Chaitanya Charitamrita and Rupa and Sanatan's books, because they developed that particular love of Raj. They are speaking about it. And then the rituals of religiosity and fruitive activity, they'll become not important at all, because the devotee doesn't search for that. He just wants to develop the pure love of Rupa and Rati, or Lavanga Manjari, or Subal. He understands their beauty. When we don't understand their beauty, then we're not attracted by them. But by the mercy of the sadhus, the great Vaishnavas, the mercy of their words, heard either directly or by reading their books, by the mercy of the holy name when we chant sincerely, and the deities, then we receive some glimpse of what is the beauty of the love that Rupa has in her heart for Radharani, or what is the beauty of Krishna's love, or what is the beauty, because Krishna also is an inhabitant of Raja. This doesn't exclude him. And or what is the beauty of Champakalata's love? What is the love she has for Radha and Krishna? And we want to know all this. When we understand how beautiful is their heart, then we realize this is the greatest treasure. This is the real Dana, Param Dana. How can I obtain this treasure? When you understand something is so great, so beautiful, so sublime that it surpasses everything else completely, then you just forget about everything else. Naturally, it's just logical, You forget about everything else and then you follow that, because that's the nature of the soul. So, by hearing about the pure love of the radiance of Raj, Krishna wants us to hear about this. And then Prabhupada explained in his purport, some principle of spontaneous devotion, which are more about becoming detached from the simple religiosity or performance of pious deeds. And Kaviraj Goswami cites a verse of the Bhagavatam. Because he's always supporting his presentation with the Bhagavatam, saying that Krishna manifests his eternal human-like form and performs his pastime to show mercy to the devotees. That's the mercy of Krishna, to appear in this world and to let us know this is the reality that exists. Having heard such pastime, one should engage in service to him, which means here actually, when we hear about the most beautiful pastimes of Raj, then we should engage in this service, hearing about the most beautiful pastime of Krishna. Of course, one can be attracted by Lord Ramachandra or Lord Narayan. There is nothing bad with it. After all, they are the same beautiful Krishna. And Radhani is also always there in some form in some of her expansion forms. But what Prabhupada came to give us is the most beautiful thing. So he's discussing and presenting this, and we're also following in his footsteps, which are the footsteps of also Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Narottam, and all our Acharya, presenting that Krishna came to show us his Vraja's pastime, because this is most beautiful, much more beautiful than everything else. Prabhupada said the Supreme Lord bestows the most merciful benediction upon human society when he appears in his human form, which is Krishna. It is then that humanity gets the opportunity to engage in different kind of eternal service to the Lord. Okay, that's a general statement. And then Prabhupada explained special natural appreciation of the description of a particular pastime of Godhead indicates that the constitutional position of a living entity, which means if we feel attracted by this or this pastime of Krishna, that indicates what is our eternal identity in Krishna's pastime. Very interesting. Because these statements of Prabhupada tells us more or less that we have to believe our heart. What we feel attracted to is indicative of who we are, which is following our heart, and we should follow that attraction. We should not, how to say,
Second
hold
guess.
back our heart. It's important. We should not also become um, confused or illusioned by the trick of the mind. That's why we need also a spiritual master who can help us to tell, no, that's your mind. Don't follow your mind. We say follow your heart. But sometimes for a conditioned soul, it's difficult to make the difference between the mind and the heart, because the conditioned soul is so identified to the mind that he thinks that what the mind proposes, that's his heart. But no, our heart is something else. So Prabhupada said the spiritual master's duty is to help a devotee to connect with the Lord in his heart. And then the devotee will be inspired directly by Krishna. This is when spontaneous devotion comes in the life. But he mentioned here, if we have attraction, appreciation for the particular pastime of Krishna, that indicates the conditional position that we are in eternally with Krishna. Then Prabhupada speaks about the sahajas. I will not explain so much about the sahajas. And he ended up by saying, Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoibe Akuti. When shall I be eager to understand the literature given by the Goswamis, like Rupa and Sanatan? Then I shall be able to understand the transcendental affairs of Radha and Krishna. So we need to hear Rupa and Raghunath heritage, what they have written for us. By hearing their books, then gradually Yugala Piriti, love for Radha and Krishna, will become manifest in our heart. Like Narottam Das Thakur writes in Prema Bhakti Chandrika, Jaya Rupa Sanatana, Prema Bhakti Rasakupa. All glories to Rupa and Sanatan. They are like well of pure love for Krishna, where everybody can come and, how to say,
Draw water.
draw water of pure love of Krishna. That is immense supply from the heart of Rupa and Sanatan, from their books. By associating with them, they're sharing their heart in their books. And we should go there to drink that beautiful water coming from the well of their heart. Prema Bhakti Rasakupa. And then he says, I don't remember exactly the Bengali, but he says, Rupa and Sanatan have planted a tree of pure love in this world, a tree of Prema Rasa. So this is their scriptures, what they have given to us. And so we should take shelter of them and hear about Radha and Krishna. Then the beautiful love of Raj will appear in our heart. We should place our trust in this process. This is the most beautiful and most powerful process. It's the fastest also process to develop love for Radha and Krishna in Vraj. Interestingly, then Kaviraj Goswami says that in this verse of the Bhagavatam, the use of the word bhavet is an imperative word, and it tells us that certainly it must be done. That means if you hear about Krishna, certainly love for Krishna will appear. But not in general. He's using this verse in order to speak about Vrajakata. If you hear about Vraja Bhakti, then Vraja Bhakti will manifest. But we need to hear about it. And also, Prabhupada's come back to the point that we will be able to understand the real nature of Radha and Krishna's love by hearing from Rupa and Sanatan. We will understand how their love is a pure love and how it's different from the love of this material world. But we have been already speaking about this. But we need to be trained and explain what is the nature of Radha and Krishna's love. We have to understand what is the nature of Radha and Krishna's heart, and how Radha and Krishna, they are their heart, and their heart is never covered by lust or personal desire, selfish conception, personal interest. They only want to give. Radhani wants to give. That's why she's called Radha. Anaya Radito Nunyam Bhagavan Harir Ishvara. These gopi must have been worshipping Krishna in a way that is surpassing what we can do, because she must have pleased him in a very special way. So Radha is called Arada because Anaya Radita, she is the one who can give herself most completely to Krishna. And Krishna is the same. Yaya tamam papadante tamstateva bhajam yaham. And so with Radhani, Krishna gives himself completely. None of them is exploiting. Only pure sacrifice of the one for the others. Such an intensity of love doesn't exist in this material world. And this is supremely beautiful. And also we should understand that the love of Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra Devi, Indulika is nearly the same than the love that Radhani has. They are just the level under. They don't have that Madana Mahaksha, Adiruddha Mahabhav, but they have more Mohana, Mohanaksha, Adiruddha Mahabhav. They don't have Madana Aksha, they have Mohana, which is just the level under. So it is also most sublime. So they have to be taken together. And even in Vraj, we have to love everybody. We need to love Purnamasi Devi, we need to love Tulasi Devi. Tulasi Devi is so important. Je tomara sharanaloy tara vancha purnao. Kripa kori korotari vrindavanabasi. So she is so powerful that she can make us residents of Raj. We should have this faith in Vrindadevi. Vrindadevi is such a personality in Vraj because she is unique, because she has many parrots. And wherever she goes, so many parrots, they always fly around her, which gives her a very special appearance. It's like sometime in parks, the other day I saw there in Washington Square Park, there are these pigeon people, pigeon man. He's been coming to the park every day for years and years and years and giving always some grains or bread, crumbs or dust to the pigeons. And they know him when he comes, hundreds of pigeons they will come around him. And they fly around him and there is this person in Washington Square Park, he likes to play with this. He throws some crumbs of bread or grains, whatever. And all the pigeons they come and then he shouts at them like this and then they all fly. And it's super beautiful in one sense. I mean, super beautiful. It's beautiful because it's only pigeons, and pigeons of New York, they are limited in beauty, but it's parrots. And I was thinking when I saw all these pigeons, flying away, hundreds of pigeons, it's beautiful. So Vrinda Devi is like that also. When she enters or she arrives somewhere, she arrives with a host of parrots flying around her. Parrots are super sweet. They're not pigeons. They're super sweet. And these are eternally liberated parrots. That means they have pure love for Radha and Krishna also in their heart. One such parrot is Shukadev Goswami, who said the Bhagavatam. That's the position of the parrot. The parrots of Raj, they are the greatest pandits of the universe. They know all the Shastras. They awaken Radha and Krishna in the morning by quoting special verses. So they understand also the heart of Radha and Krishna. Otherwise, how could they awaken them properly? So they are very special souls. And they always fly around Vrinda because she's their guide, she's their mistress. So whenever Vrinda arrives, all these birds they come with her and then they land. They land around on trees, but they are there. She is always surrounded by parrots. So it makes her a very, very special personality. And then when she goes again, they all follow her. Can you imagine? And then she can tell them, okay, go do and do this and it. And then all of a sudden, you see thousands of parrots going. This is one of the beautiful aspects of Raj. So we should love Vrinda Devi. She's such a lovable person. They are the most lovable person, the Vrajabasis, because they carry in their heart that unique love for Radha and Krishna. Everybody knows Krishna. I mean, many people know Krishna. He has the unlimited fame, but nobody knows Radha. So very few people knows Radha, because Vraj is very secret. It's very hidden place. So very few person understand the glories of Radha, understand the glories of the dust of Radharani's lotus feet. Krishna understands. But these things Krishna keeps also hidden from people who are not sensitive enough, because he wants to protect Radharani. But the girlfriends of Radha, they understand the glory of Radha. And they carry Radha's love also in their heart. And they also carry Krishna's love in their heart. So they are very super special souls. The more we will learn to love them, the more we will be situated on the path of Raga. That's the path of Raga. Raga means attraction for the Vrajabasis. The more we will make them part of our life. We should have a part for Vrinda Devi in our life. Not just a part, not just a place for her as a plant in our living room or in our balcony, that we come in the morning, we say, I don't remember.
Vrindaya Tulsi Devi.
And then Tulasi Amrita Janmasi Sadajan Keshava Priya Keshavarte Chino Vidvam Varada Baba Sovane. Please allow me Vrinda Devi to take some leave for of you of your body to offer to Krishna, and then we take that leave, we offer to Krishna. She's already good, but then we forget Vrinda Devi all day long until next morning. Oh, by the way, Vrinda, sorry I forgot you since yesterday. I'm coming back to you. We should give her a more important place in our heart. She is a very special personality, so we should give her a place as a Vrinda. We should love her. We should love Radhani's girlfriend. We should love Krishna's dear friends, starting with Subal, Madhumangal. We have to learn. This is how we progress spiritually. The conclusion of Brihad Bhagavatamrita, after speaking such a long book, you know, Maharaj Parikshit concludes to his mother that most transcendental world, highest world that I have just described to you, Goloka, is attained by thinking of the residents of Raj. By thinking of them, one will attain that eternal abode. This is nearly his last words. It's amazing. This is explaining to us what is the path to attain Goloka. It's thinking about the inhabitants of Raj, what we call Raga Marga. Thinking of following in their mood, desiring to become their little servant, to become one of them. This is my prayer of India. Prabhupada gave us this song. I mean, it's not Prabhupada because before Prabhupada in Gaudiya they were already chanting this song. But Prabhupada decided to keep that song, which is the most esoterical song that we sing in our morning program, along with also
Nikunja,
yeah, which is Gurvastakam, because Gurvastakam has a secret meaning also where it describes the awakening of Radha and Krishna. But yeah, the song of Tulasi Devi, Prabhupada gave us, this is a pure raga anuga, desire to become a resident of the Kunj of Raj. Morai Abilas, Bilas Kunje Diovas. I want to become a resident of the Kunj of Raj. So Prabhupada gave us that song because he wanted us to understand the goal of life. We have to be super sincere while chanting this song. This song has to become our heart. We have to develop the desire to become a resident of the Kunj of Raj, Viras Kunji Diovas, where the most beautiful pastimes happen. Nayane Hiribo Shada Yugala Ruparasi. Please allow me, O Vrinde. This is all by the mercy of Vrinde, but we could say the same prayer to any of the Vrajavasi. It could be addressed to Lalita or Vishaka. It would be the same. Please allow me that with my eyes, my spiritual eyes, the eyes of my spiritual form, I would be able to see constantly the beautiful form of Radha and Krishna. This is my desire. I want to see their beautiful form in the Kunj of Raj, because this is where Radha and Krishna are most beautiful. The most beautiful form of Krishna is when he is in the Kunj, in the forest, or in the caves of Govardhan, or in the Kunj of Radhakund. This is where Krishna becomes Purna Uttama, most complete. We could even say this is where Krishna, because we consider generally Krishna becomes Purna Uttama in Vraj. Krishna is Purna in Dwarka, Purna Uttara, more complete, complete in Dwarka, more complete in Mathura, and Purna Uttama, supreme, most complete, so supremely complete in Vraj. But then we could say that because Rupa Goswami also says above Mathura is the forest of Vrindavan, because Krishna manifested his Rasa Lila there. But then he says above the forest of Vrindavan is the Govardhan Hill, because Krishna plays some special pastime there also. And then he said above Govardhan Hill is at the bank of Radhakund, because this is where Krishna manifests his most wonderful love and pastime. That means we could say that, okay, Krishna is Purna Uttama in Vraj, then in Govardhan is, I don't know how to say it in Sanskrit, but Purna Uttama Uttama. More than most complete. And in Radhakund, Krishna is supremely most complete. So this Krishna we want to see. Nayane Hariboshada Yugala Rupa. In the Kunj of Raj. This is where Krishna manifests his beauty, his heart, in a naked way. Can we say this? Yes. Krishna manifests his heart in a naked way. He's not hiding anything anymore when he's in the Kunj of Raj. Because there is nothing to hide anymore. This is the supreme place. There must be a supreme place where Krishna manifests himself as who he is most completely. And then the song says, Enivedena Daro Sakir Anugata. Please make me a little follower. The word Anugata is here employed, which is Raga Anuga, following the rag of the Saki, Anugata Koro. Seva Adi Koro Diye, Koro Ninja Dasi. Please make me your maidservant, your Dasi. We want to be maidservant of Vrinde. That means either Vrinde she has some particular own maidservant, but also Vrinde Devi, all the maidservants of Radhani, they also feel that they are maidservants of Vrinde. Because she is senior, she's probably, I would say, she has a similar age than Radhani, compared to them. They are maidservants, and they behave with her as maidservants behave with their mistress. Dina Krishna Dasikoi, Heye Namorao, even though I am very fallen servant of Krishna. Shri Radha Govinda Preme Sadajena Basi. Please allow me to always swim in the ocean of love of Radha and Krishna. Vrinde Devi must be one of our best friends. We should keep. Vrinde Devi is my best friend. Lalita is my best friend. Vishaka is my best friend. Mother Yashoda is my mother. Ketida is also my mother. Purnamasi is our grandmother guru. Nanda Baba is our king. We love him like there is no better king in the three worlds than Nanda Baba. Better than Yudhishthira, better than any other king, better than Ugrasen. His most loving king, Nanda Maharaj. All the inhabitants of Braj love Nanda Maharaj because Nanda Maharaj is an ocean of love for Krishna, an ocean of sweetness. So we need to love. Nanda Baba is our king. Yashoda Devi, she is our queen. And also she is our mother. Kirtida Vrishabhanu, same. And the river Yamuna, she is our dear friend. Yamuna Devi. Giraj is our best friend also. All the trees of Raj, they are our friends. So many amazing trees in Raj. There is a tree in Vamshivat. There are trees in Radhakund. When Raghunath Das Swami was excavating Shamakund, he found that these 5 trees, they were the Pandavas doing bhajan on the bank of Shamakund. So they are, and that's the topmost form of the Pandavas because it's higher to be in Radhakund than to be in Hastinapur. So ultimately, there are trees on the border of Shamakund. We should love these trees. They are our best friends. And we should try to learn about them and to know about them. The trees of Raj, they are showering pure love in form of beautiful petals they make. They cover Shamakund and Radhakund with petals like we do for the boat festivals. We like to make a kun and to cover that kun with petal and then glide Radha and Krishna in a boat. In the same way, in the Radhakund, Shamakund, apricot, eternally manifest. The trees, they shower also petals over Shamakund and Radhakund, looking like flower carpet. And then when you swim, it scatters the petal, and then you see the water. And the water of Radhakund is our best friend. We should become the friend of Radhakund's water. We should love Radhakund. We should every day offer our heart to the water of Radhakund. This will make our life fortunate. So this is how we follow the rules of Raj. We hear about Raj, we hear about all this beautiful reality, and we accept them as our best friend, most loving friends, much more than any friend in this world, because these are our eternal friends. Friend in this world, they are friends for one day, and you don't know if they will stay. Gorkishore Das Babaji would say, I have no friend in this material world because you never know. But there, we can put our full faith in them. One who transfers all his affection to these personalities becomes a Raganuga Bhakta. He's following the love of the Vrajabasi. Working? Falling. He's following the love of the Rajabasis. Such a beautiful life. When we attain such sincerity, then our life becomes fully decorated with remembrances of Raj. And when we chant the holy name, we don't chant for controlling our mind, we chant to remember our friends, and we chant to come in contact with our friend, because remembrance of transcendence is a living experience. It's not a dull experience. It's a living, dynamic experience full of love. So then we chant in order to see again our friend. Oh, I'm going to remember again Lalita and Vishaka. When you remember them, you feel them. You enter in contact with them. Their love comes to you. Every day we should go and see our beloved friend, the trees of Raj, the river of Yamuna, the water of Radhakund and Shyamakund. We need to develop very deep attachment and attraction for them, that there would be no day going without meeting them. Like when we have a best friend, we want to see that friend every day of our life, because that's the best part of our day. So we need to develop such love and attraction. And remember then, when we chant the holy name, then that chanting will start to become what we call bhajan. It will start to become absorption in Raj, in the reality of Raj. And by daily remembering them, then gradually we will become introduced to their reality. They will see, oh, this person is coming to see me every day. Because don't think that when you pray Vrinde Devi, it's just a prayer expressed by a fallen soul, thousand billions of light years apart from Goloka. They don't live in this way. For them, they see us coming near to them and coming to visit them. When we bow down in front of Tulasi, Vrindaye Tulasi Devyai, Prayaye Keshavasicha. Krishna Bhakti. Sorry. That's the original. Huh? Shastra says Krishna Bhakti Prayaye Devi, because that's Krishna Bhakti. We have some story about this. In this kind, the devotees, they all have accepted Vishnu Bhakti Prayaye Devi. But okay, we don't fight about our small things. But Krishna Bhakti Prayaye Devi. When we come and we see Vrinde, when we sing this verse, we should realize we are actually coming to Vrinde Devi in Vraj. And we're bowing down before her and we're telling, oh Vrinde, Namaste. Like we would do if we would be in Vraj. Because she's there. Vrinde Devi, the form of the plant, she is the plant manifested in this world. She is Vrinde Devi, who appeared in the form of a plant. So in that form of a plant, she is here with us. But at the same time, she is there in Goloka. So she is in both worlds. So when we come in contact with her, then we come in contact with Vraj. This is the principle of Tirtha. Tirtha is where you can cross easily. It's a narrow place in a river when we can cross easily the river. This is called Tirtha. So a Tirtha or temple is a place where you come in contact with transcendence very easily, because transcendence comes and manifests in this place. So when you come in front of Vrinde Devi or Radha and Krishna in their deity form, or the Bhagavatam, or the holy name, sensing, that means you come in contact with that reality. And it's like you're there, but you're blind, you don't see it yet. But with your heart, if you do believe it, you will feel it. Vrinde is there. I must offer my pranam to Vrinde Devi. And then when we offer a pranam to Vrinde Devi, not just like a ritual, Vinay Tulasideviya Piya Kisavasta Krishna Bhakti Panidevi Savati Namo Namah. But with our full heart, oh, Vrinda is just there in front of me. I should bow down, and maybe when I bow down, I see her toes not far from my hand. If I put my eyes up a little bit, oh, I can see the feet of Vrinda. Yes, she's there. If we do it in this way, then we bow down and chant this mantra in front of her, she will appear in our heart. She will let us know, yes, I am here. Welcome to Vraj. So this is how we practice Raga Nuga Bhakti, remembering the love of the Rajadasi, remembering their world and accepting them in our life. If we do this, we will realize one thing. We will find ourselves in a big problem that we won't be able to deal with this world also again, because we won't have time, because it takes a lot of time to think about an entire world of Radha and Krishna's pastimes and associates. Then you don't have time to take care of this material world. But this is what is the perfection of life, so let it be like this. And even if we do some mistakes or we don't have time enough in the material world, it's not a problem, because this is how time must be employed if we want to really enter that reality of Raj by this path of Raga, which is, by the way, the only path to attain Raga. It's not difficult, anybody can do it. It's only about love and attraction. Hearing about them, willing to know about them, willing, desiring to meet them, giving them a space in our life, letting them come in our life through their books, through their deity form, through their names, through remembering them, praying to them. They will do. They are very much living, much more than us, and they are oceans of mercy. We should not doubt that they will come. Their, all their blessing, all their love will fall down upon us. Okay? May this beautiful reality of Raj and all its residents, including trees, fish, birds, and water, hills, palaces, because the palaces also there are some persons, the palace of Nanda Maharaj, the floors are some special person also. All these eternal associate of Radha and Krishna, may they appear in our heart and come to our life. It's possible, we should believe it. This is the matchless gift of Prabhupada. Prabhupada just didn't just come to give us some mantra to feel better in our mind, a little bit more peaceful, so that we can go to continue our job and our life in this world in a more peaceful way. Prabhupada is not the reliever of mental stress for the Westerners. Prabhupada is coming as the messenger to give us access to Vraj, and he's giving us that beautiful process of absorbing us in that reality. And it starts by healing. Shravanadi Sudachite, with a pure heart. Koreye Udai. Then Krishna Prem will gradually appear in our heart. Nityasiddha Krishna Prem. Sadhaka Bunai. Shravanadi Sudachite. Koreye Udai. Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
All the most beautiful associates of Raj Ki Jai, please come in our poor life and take us with you.
Question.
Question?
So, when we're um, cultivating this understanding that the residents of Vraja are real friends, and also contemplating the impermanence of all the situations within this material world, sometimes it might seem to some people, maybe even devotees included,
Speak loud enough.
that it can seem like an impersonal affair. For instance, saying that
Like being impersonal with the devotees surrounding us in
yes,
this
we
world.
have some friendship, but I'm in this body, you're in this body, this is temporary, it's going to dissolve, and we should put our focus on
Yes.
the residents of Vraj. Sometimes that might make some devotees feel sad, because they have this connection with each other. So, what do you say to that?
Also, the question is, what do I say about that?
Yeah. I like these types of questions.
Our relationship with the devotees that surround us in this world, they may also be eternal, because we may be connected with these particular souls also in the spiritual world. Maybe, maybe not. That's up to Radha and Krishna. They will choose with whom we will put us. They will put us. But even if we would meet them there, probably we won't recognize them because they will be in another form. And it's not that in the spiritual world you remember the material world.
It's like, oh, Bhakta John, so good to see you.
That would be interfering with the transcendental pastime. I don't say that it's impossible. It's possible that we may have some glimpse that, oh, I knew that person also, and I was in the material world. Radha and Krishna can do whatever they want. But it's not a general dynamic of Raj that you remember, like this, the material world where you were. So we are not impersonalists because we understand the devotees around us. They may also be one of our friends in the spiritual world. Maybe he's my brother. Maybe he's my parrot friend. Maybe he's the tree of my courtyard. Maybe I'm the tree of his courtyard. Maybe I'm his parrot. We never know. It's a world full of relationship. So in Vraj, because this is the world of personal reality, it's very, very personal. You have relationship with so many beings. So it can be possible. So we do consider also the association of the devotees surrounding us. But it's not obliged that we will be with them in Vraj. Their desire, their identity may be different also. They may end up even in another realm, because it's not that all the devotees of Mahaprabhu's movement, they will attain Vraj. They may attain also Vaikuntha if this is what they desire, or Ayodhya, or Dwaraka. So we may not be with them eternally. And we understand that. So we don't become too much attached to the devotees also surrounding us, but we also become attached because they are dear to Krishna, and we see them as being part of that reality also, even though we don't know who they are there, but they are also part of that reality. Even if I would say one who is my friend here in this world is actually a resident of Dwaraka, while I am a bird in Vraj, Still, that's not completely disconnected, because the inhabitants of Raj, they know that there is the city of Dwaraka. So there is some connection with that, but not direct. And but we should place our real direct love and friendship with the eternal associate of Radha and Krishna, those whom we sure we will find there, because they are central there. Lalita Vishaka, Rupa, Chitra Devi, Tulsi Devi, Rati Manjali, Manjulali, Kasturi Manjali, Nanda Yashoda, Subal, Madhumangal, Sridham, they'll be there. So they are our best friend, that we can be sure. If one wants to attend Raj, if one wants to attend Dwarka, same thing with the inhabitants of Dwarka. It's not that we are not, that we are impersonal, but we have to understand the truth. And in this world, we have full right to love fully these souls that will become, sooner or later, because they're already devotees, if they don't offend Vaishnavas, they will become soon. And if they do offend Vaishnavas, they will become, but later, much later, can be a very long time. But let's say we consider, normally we should not have friends who are offending the Vaishnavas. We consider that they will attain soon Raj, and so they are dear to us also, as any bird of Raj would be dear to us, as every young girl of Raj would be dear to us, because we have to see them like in this way. Not that they are just a random soul. They're probably not a random soul for us. If we met these particular souls in our life here of devotion before returning to the spiritual world, it's very possible that we have some connection there. Maybe not. There is no rule. But this is how we have to see them, because this is what they are. Even if they are not with us, this is what they are. They are also associate of Radha and Krishna in their own form, in their own special feeling, and we should love them for what they are. Like I say, I should love all the birds of Raj. I don't know all the birds of Raj right now, but I can accept as a principle in my life, I love all the birds of Raj. And I pray to them all, please, be also part of my life. I want to meet you also. You understand? So we love even the birds that we don't know. We love even the tree that we don't pass by, because we never take this path. But still we love also that tree. And we love our devotee friends in this world, because they are also, the eternal identity is there. So we have this love for them. We are not impersonalists, we are super personalists. This is the Vraja personalism. It's supremely personal, because it's from heart to heart. There is no mind and there is no ego. There is no intelligence. It's just heart transaction between the inhabitants of Raj. We do accept them and we do love them. It doesn't mean that, okay, if I withdraw all my love and place my love only for the eternal inhabitants of Raj, then I don't care about the devotees around me. I do also, because I understand they are also some of them. You see the point? But central in this are those who are central in Raj. They should be our central friends, like the Acharyas. We have to be closer to Srila Prabhupada than to our best friend. Yes, we have to be closer to Purnamasi or Gopishvar than our wife or our sons in this world. Even though we love them and we respect them for what I said, still our connections should be with Raj first. It's not easy in one sense. It looks impossible, but actually it's very possible and easy because when it appears in your heart, it's it's like that. It's when they start to make them feel in our life, and we realize that they are a reality, then naturally we love them more.
Mm.
Which doesn't mean that we love the other less, but they will become uh, prominent in our life. Once you can feel just a drop of Lalita's love and the beauty of her heart, she will become more dear to you than anyone in this world because there is no compare.
Mm.
Even if you know that personality may be a wonderful associate of Radha and Krishna, still she is standing above all.
Mm.
Does this answer?
Mm.
Okay. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Please bless us that Raj will welcome us as soon as possible.